UnWoke Nation, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 158 of the UnWoke Show, where free speech is welcome, all subjects are on the table, and your boys Rich and Tim bring you the latest and greatest for your entertainment, baby. I'm your host, Rich, along with my co-host. How you doing, Timmy?
Oh, great, Rich. UnWoke Nation, glad to be speaking with you guys tonight. Guys, we are going to jump right into it. And tonight, after trust collapses, who leads society now? For most of modern history, society ran on trust in institutions. And we're supposed to have trust in our institutions, right?
Right. Including the media.
Yep. You trusted the news to tell you what mattered. You trusted universities to teach truth. Okay. You trusted government to provide stability. And you trusted experts to know more than you did.
Right.
Okay. But something's changed. Trust didn't slowly decline, it fractured. Today, people question everything. Headlines, experts, studies, elections, corporations, even the idea of authority itself. And when trust collapses, society doesn't become leaderless. Power doesn't disappear, it moves. Okay. Millions of people now turn to podcasts instead of broadcasts.
Right.
Creators instead of institutions. Communities instead of organizations. Long conversations instead of scripted narratives.
Yeah.
We are living through a massive shift in who holds influence and who people actually believe. So tonight, we're not asking why institutions are losing trust. The real question is bigger and honestly a little more uncomfortable. After trust collapses, who leads society now? This is the UnWoke Show. Okay. So we have done multiple episodes on sources of truth, where people are getting their information from, and what they believe, right? But we've never talked about it from the standpoint of leadership. What do we believe? Where are we getting it from? Right? The tradition, it's true. The traditional outlets, if you will, have collapsed.
Yeah.
Okay.
As people like to call that legacy media.
Yeah. So the first point is trust collapse is not a vibe. It's measurable. Trust is down across government and media. You ask anybody today, you take them off the streets, friends, whoever. Do you trust the government? No. Ask any 2A guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, there's a prime example. Do you trust your government? No. Why do I need to register my handguns? The government doesn't need to know what I have, right?
Right.
But the thing is, people aren't just cynical. They feel misled. The upside or downside of the internet, if you want, you can make the argument that it made institutional mistakes permanent and searchable. Somewhere, some corner of the internet.
Yeah. So something you did wrong, people, the trolls or whatever you want to call it, they will find out exactly where you are. How many people we're seeing now where they've made mistakes politically, or like I said, they were involved in something, or so whether it's like, you get all these girls who are former strippers, porn stars, whatever the case may be, or and it's like, now, I wish I didn't have my stuff out there. It's like, well, I'm sorry, man. It's like, it's too late now. It's like,
So Pew Research says that 17% of the American population trust government most of the time. 17%.
Gosh. I mean, that's not saying, I try to, comparison to say maybe 60 years ago.
Yeah.
And see how much people really trusted the government, so, and let's take out any president that's had to deal with a war, so FDR and like that. I mean, just generally countries at peace. Do you actually trust the government that they're doing their best for you or something like that?
I think the biggest one out there, JFK assassination.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you believe the Warren report and specifically the magic bullet theory,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
you've been eating way too many paint chips.
Yeah, there's so much out there. It's kind of like, it's hard. It's really, especially with that, because they say they were saying they were going to try to, the current administration, where the Trump administration said they were going to try to release all the paperwork we're dealing with that, obviously because RFK.
Epstein,
RFK.
Will go even more frequent, right?
Right,
Epstein.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
Majority have low confidence in journalists.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
That comment. Media trust at or near 28%. And so that media trust is your mainstream outlets. The MSNBCs, the CBS, the ABCs, right? The CNNs, Fox News, all the major outlets where you would get your news, just 28% believe that it's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what does that say, one, about the media outlets? And I think the more important question really is, what does that say about people today? There was a time when all you got was the news.
Yes.
You did not get these alleged panels or discussion points. This was the news, right?
Right. And you basically were able just to make your own decision based on the facts. And I mean, I think that, again, it goes back to what I said before about just, 60 years ago, people looking at all your Hugh Downs, Walter Cronkite, all those different guys who went in there. I'm sitting here telling you the facts and news and everything with legit journalism and being able to give you an understanding of what's going on and let you make, as we have said on the show before, it's all talking heads now, man.
Yeah. Authority used to come from a job title. Now it comes from whether people believe you're lying.
Right.
That's pretty accurate. Okay, so what has replaced institutions? Podcasts replace broadcasts.
Say like the UnWoke show?
Yep. Why? People didn't stop wanting information. They stopped wanting packaged narratives.
Yes.
Free thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Can't be having that.
Nope.
That's a Yoko Ono.
Mm-hmm. I think this is the most accurate description. Listeners prefer, I can hear you think over, here's your approved take.
Right. All about narratives. And that's why I think just pisses me off so much, where it's just like, you can tell when you have people regurgitating just information where so how many times, Tim, have we seen on, I don't care if it's Fox News, CNN, whatever the case may be, and there's always like some buzzword, some political buzzword. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, from the time you get up in the morning from 8 a.m. till the time you get to the shows at the 5 a.m. like that buzzword, whatever it is. No, do you remember 4 years ago, when the word imagining started coming out of where? So because you had Katie Couric using that, and then you had Kamala Harris using this, and all these like that. Imagine, excuse me, guys. It's like reimagining. That was the term, and using that word. It's kind of, and it seemed like everybody just started saying word, and of course, people, in the media, people who are not in the media, they just sit there and just kind of go, oh, well, that's just a new word, so I guess we'll just say it a word. But what does it mean? I don't care. That's just a new word they're saying like that, instead of really thinking for themselves. What does that actually mean?
39% under 50 get news from podcast, either sometimes or most often.
Yeah. And I think that was part of the reason what the UnWoke show, why we, you and I got so sick of just kind of like hearing the same things. And it was kind of like, where can we have like two guys who can truly do the research for UnWoke Nation and be able to say, hey, we're going to look this up. And not only we're going to look this up, we're going to give you links to show you what we're actually looking at.
Rich, when's the last time a 2-minute clip changed your mind versus a 2-hour conversation?
Oh, gosh, that's probably a little bit more frequent just because your average person has what you could probably say, like, the pretty much the attention span of an app. Everything's got to be about 3 seconds. And, it's 5 seconds. No, I'm not interested anymore.
Yep.
Completely bored. To answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. What replaces institutions? Creators replace gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Okay. Expertise didn't die. Gatekeeping did.
Mm-hmm.
Credibility is now show your work.
Yeah.
Right? We saw the whole thing about government transparency, right?
Mm-hmm.
People trust transparent specialists over institutional spokespeople. Do you want to see transparency or do you want to trust Wolf Blitzer?
I want to see transparency. That's, like I said, that's just the whole point.
And this is why personalities beat brands for influence.
Well, we saw that, when it comes with Joe Rogan, where so the fact you had the president be able to get onto Joe Rogan and all Joe Rogan was being fair to invite anyone who wants to be on there. I mean, I think that's one of the things that probably really made the difference.
Yeah.
In the previous election award. So, and I mean, it couldn't have been just Joe. It could have been, several other people out there who have, influence like that. So, but, that's kind of the way things are. I mean, think about it. Did you ever think that we'd be in a situation where we're looking at a White House press corps that actually has podcasters and social media influencers in it?
No.
Right. But that shows the impact of how much it plays a role of where. So.
That podcasts like the UnWoke show and other shows out there are having, that kind of impact.
Right.
What replaces institutions? Communities replace organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
People still crave belonging, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't trust the old membership model. Think about that for a second.
Right.
People join communities through values, identity, shared narratives. When's the last time you tried to have a conversation with a Karen?
Oh, gosh. Well, he wasn't so much a Karen as he was, you want to call it Kevin. And it's like, I mean, this is a guy where it's like, God bless him, big heart, stuff like that. But pretty much conversation, he made it quite clear that, pretty much if you don't believe in what I believe in like that, I don't want to talk to you. I'm just willing to walk away and stuff like that. And it's like, okay. And it's like, we have been talking pre-show about how important it is to live in a society where we can actually be able to get together, talk about things and stuff. And if we can agree to disagree, that's fine. But that's not what we're seeing, Tim.
No, that's not what we're seeing at all.
We're too busy seeing the whole. It's like, Tim, we can talk, but my opinion has to come out of your mouth and think that that's okay and want to call it social justice or whatever the case you want to call it. And so for me, it's like, running into somebody like that, so and I'm sure I probably ran into a couple Karens, but to hear this individual like basically saying in a roundabout way, I'm like, I would just rather you just tell me and sit there and say, you know what, you don't agree with my opinion. I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. Now, of course, that doesn't help the situation.
No, not at all.
Especially if you calling yourself that you want society to be better. It's like that. I mean, come on, man. It doesn't make any damn sense,
So communities are sticky because they're interactive, not one way. I would agree with that. Podcasts become third places. Discords, locals, meetups, niche groups, right? In the post-institution era, community is the new credential.
Yeah.
Right? So who's in your community? Who are you? Oh, because, this group, it has to be true, right? The risk. Decentralized authority creates fragmented reality. We've probably been living in a fragmented reality for a long time.
I know that we've been doing it. We did a show not long ago, talking about how it's like, we get a news story and then it depends on where it's coming from, so that's like they fraction it out or where to be able to fit that particular narrative. And then what happens is whereas that the news is actually completely lost. And it's funny because I was actually just talking to two friends and we were discussing about that particular episode that we had did not long ago. And the person completely agreed. It's like, yeah, it's like, right now you don't know what to believe, what's the real stuff, what's the fake. And also, and I'm sorry, man, that's, media outlets that are doing that is not an injustice. I mean, that's an injustice to them. And I mean, that's why, we take the pride of where for the show. It's kind of like, we want to bring you real facts and what's going on where. So sure, we have our opinions.
Oh yeah,
we want to make sure that, you guys in the UnWoke show, no matter where you are, in the States or in the world, or know that, hey, we're going to try to come straight,
Well, what does it say about, we've already talked about lack of trust in government.
Mm-hmm. Right. Man.
When leadership is saying, oh, that's fake news.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're already sowing doubt
mm-hmm.
in, what is being presented.
Right.
So your own leadership is now fragmenting society.
Right. Right. I mean, you just want truth,
Yeah.
So it's like, no, that's not true. I'm like, okay, well, that's why we have courts.
Yeah.
So innocent to proven guilty or whatever case may be, right to due process, got all that stuff. I mean, we're doing this for a reason to find out exactly, what the truth is.
So we didn't just lose trust in institutions.
Mm-hmm.
We lost agreement on what the facts even are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about that for a second. When you and I, or myself and a colleague, you and a colleague, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a conversation. You read on CNN that this was the facts.
Right.
Somebody else, a colleague maybe you're talking to, saw it on Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the facts were skewed just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's right? Who's wrong? What are the shared facts?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I heard this. Hey, I heard this. Are you trying to meet in the middle? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when I'm talking to people now and I hear something, I always say, I don't know if this is 100% accurate. This is what I read.
Mm-hmm.
And that speaks to this right here, that we struggle to find common ground on facts and truth.
Yeah.
I think we've lost common ground on what is a fact. What does fact even mean?
Gosh, man, I think we were starting to lose that. I would be I'd probably say as honestly as can, probably about like 9, maybe almost a decade ago, when people started really questioning a lot of our longtime standing anchors on our, ABC Nightly News and World News Tonight and all this other stuff. And people started finding out by people doing research, find out, I was like, wait, man, you totally lied about that story just to make up some big story and that could have effect on so many people's lives, whatever the case may be. But most importantly, as the topic at hand, where it affects the actual truth.
Yeah. And so who do we think is leading now? Okay. I would definitely say creators and podcasters, community leaders,
yeah,
platforms and algorithms, the invisible leaders, if you will. Whoever can hold attention plus appear credible.
Yeah.
In the old world, institutions told you what to believe. In the new world, you have to build your own truth stack. Okay. And I think it's accurate to say that most people aren't trained or know how to do that. Somebody said it, it's got to be true because I'm a part of this group, right?
Right.
So where are we going with all this? Well, institutions, for one, aren't vanishing.
Right.
Okay. They're being outcompeted. Trust is moving away from logos and toward voices. Okay. toward people who earn credibility in public and can hold a real conversation without spinning everything into propaganda.
Right.
Okay.
I just think people are tired of it, Tim.
Yeah.
You're just tired of that.
What's the upside? Freedom. What's the downside? Fragmentation.
Mm-hmm.
So the question isn't whether institutions will regain trust. It's whether we'll build new leaders who deserve it.
Right.
Because if we don't, the loudest voices will lead by default.
Mm-hmm.
UnWoke Nation, we're going to leave it right there, guys. We'd love to get your feedback on this story. You can reach us at feedback@unwoketheshow.com. Again, that is feedback@unwoketheshow.com. Rich, a pleasure as always, man. And remember, guys, stay unwoke.
See you next time.